Echoes of war. Syria and Afghanistan's protracted conflicts. The world watches Syria, scarred by over a decade of war. Eerie parallels emerge between Syria and Afghanistan. Both nations have been ravaged by protracted conflicts. These conflicts have shattered their societies and left them vulnerable to outside forces. Afghanistan's history is a stark reminder of the devastating costs of endless war. The Soviet-Afghan War, followed by years of internal strife and the United States-led intervention, turned the nation into a graveyard of empires. Syria now faces a similar fate. The Syrian civil war, ignited in 2011, has morphed into a complex battleground. Multiple factions, internal and external, fuel the violence. Millions have been displaced and cities lie in ruins. The never-ending cycles of violence in both countries underscore a crucial point. There are no easy solutions to deeply entrenched conflicts. The longer a war rages, the more difficult it becomes to untangle the web of grievances, ideologies and power struggles that fuel it. Both Syria and Afghanistan stand as stark warnings about the human toll of protracted conflicts. The shadow of intervention, foreign powers, and unintended consequences. Foreign intervention has played a significant role in shaping the conflicts in both Syria and Afghanistan. While often driven by good intentions, these interventions have often exacerbated the very problems they sought to solve. The Soviet Union's foray into Afghanistan in 1979 triggered a decade-long war. The United States, initially supporting Afghan resistance, later became embroiled in a 20-year conflict. Similarly, Syria has become a stage for geopolitical proxy wars. Russia's support for the Assad regime, Iran's influence and the United States-led coalition's fight against ISIS have further complicated the conflict. This external involvement, while pursuing strategic interests, has deepened the quagmire. The lesson from both Syria and Afghanistan is clear. Foreign intervention, without a clear exit strategy and a commitment to long-term stability, can have disastrous consequences. It often prolongs conflicts, fuels instability, and creates power vacuums that extremist groups are quick to exploit. A breeding grounds of extremism, from chaos to radicalization. Prolonged conflicts, coupled with foreign interventions, have created fertile ground for extremism in both Syria and Afghanistan. The chaos and despair of war provide a breeding ground for radical ideologies to take root. The Soviet-Afghan War gave rise to the Mujahideen, from which groups like Al-Qaeda emerged. Similarly, the Syrian civil war saw the rise of ISIS, a brutal extremist group that seized control of vast territories. Both nations illustrate how ungoverned spaces, fueled by the chaos of war, can become havens for terrorist organizations. The international community must recognize that defeating terrorist groups militarily is only one part of the solution. Addressing the root causes of extremism, poverty, lack of education, and political marginalization is crucial to preventing the cycle of violence from repeating itself. A crossroads for Syria, navigating the post-Assad era. Syria stands at a critical juncture. The recent fall of the Assad regime, while a significant development, has ushered in a new era of uncertainty. The country is fragmented, with various factions vying for power. The international community has a responsibility to act decisively and strategically, learning from the mistakes made in Afghanistan. A unified approach is crucial, focusing on humanitarian aid, reconstruction efforts, and fostering inclusive governance. The world must not repeat the errors of the past. A failure to address the underlying issues that fueled the Syrian conflict risks perpetuating the cycle of violence and instability, a cycle that has already cost countless lives. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, you may share, subscribe, like, or comment for more.